Stem cells, are they the future of medicine? In order to answer this question, you have to first understand what stem cells are. Stem cells are the building material in which all other cells are made from. Whether it's your brain cells, your blood cells, or your liver cells, all of them come from stem cells. Scientists are focusing on these cells specifically because they have the ability to help treat diseases, prevent them, and even grow new organs for people that need them. Scientists will observe these stem cells grow and mature into full-on heart cells, liver cells, and other such cells. By doing so, they can understand how diseases may eventually occur in these cells. They are working to solve things such as retinal disease, heart disease, and other such things. Another major focus of stem cell research is in regenerative medicine. Regenerative medicine is when they take the stem cells and they will engineer them and guide them to become specific cells that are meant to heal somebody. These treatments can be very beneficial for people that have suffered spinal cord injuries, have diabetes, suffer from Parkinson's disease, they have Alzheimer's, cancer, burns, strokes, and even heart disease. It seems to be that there might be endless possibilities for what stem cells can actually help with. As I already mentioned, stem cells are being used to help treat people with cancer. When somebody goes through a lot of radiation and chemotherapy, it can cause a lot of damage to the bone marrow. This bone marrow is essential to help fighting off cancers like leukemia. When you take bone marrow from a donor patient, you're also taking plenty of stem cells. These stem cells are then injected into the cancer patient, where they will become healthy bone marrow cells. This bone marrow is essential to fight off leukemia because leukemia is focused in the blood. This creates a stronger immune system for the patient, where they can fight off leukemia more naturally instead of getting more radiation and more chemotherapy, which can then cause a lot of harm to them. Another amazing stem cell technology is the generation of organs outside of someone's body. There are thousands upon thousands of people that are on the transplant list that will never get the organs that they need. For example, for kidneys, there's over 400,000 people that are on the transplant list, but each year there's roughly 18,000 that become available for people to have. This is not enough. There is simply a shortage of organs that people need. They won't live without them. So scientists have been using stem cells, and they try to coax them into becoming full working organs, like kidneys. Scientists haven't yet been able to produce full-size organs that are able to go into somebody's body, but they have created miniature versions. These miniature versions are just stepping stones for what may be the future of medicine and transplants. There are two sides to this argument. There are those who believe that using the embryos and their stem cells is wrong because you're essentially killing them. And they view that embryos have the same rights as humans. Just because they're unborn doesn't mean that they don't have the same rights. Whilst there are proponents to stem cell research who believe that the embryos aren't yet humans and they don't have the same rights as them. Due to the controversy surrounding embryonic stem cell research, there have been laws and regulations put in place to limit it. For example, in August of 2001, under the Bush administration, there was a law passed that limited federal funding towards embryonic stem cell research. They would also have to follow strict guidelines and criteria in order for this to even happen and to receive funding. An example of this criteria is that the donor embryo would only be obtained through donation and there would be no sort of financial gain from it. This was all changed in March of 2009 under the Obama administration, where President Obama lifted all these regulations through an executive order. This allowed for outside funding to occur, and the National Institutes of Health stepped in and started providing a lot of funding for embryonic stem cell research. But they also placed a lot of guidelines in place for how they would give out funding. They made sure that nothing immoral was happening through this research. Regardless of this controversy, stem cells are the greatest medical achievement to happen in recent history. With further development, we have the possibility to treat heart attacks and the scar tissue that they leave behind. We have the possibility to grow organs outside of the human body for transplants. This will help save thousands upon thousands of lives and take people off transplant lists and get more people the healthy organs they need to survive. Overall, stem cells have created a much better quality of life for all human beings. but especially for those who have suffered from illnesses and diseases. We have once made diseases that we have thought to be uncurable, curable. With this, I believe that yes, stem cells are the future of medicine.